this video, we will be looking at Makati Taguig, Bangayan, Santo Papa, galing Amerika, subway ng Makati, itutuloy ba? At marami pang iba. Kumusta Vormi? Ako nga pala si Vor Joseph at welcome to News Category Recap Weekly Edition number 1 o 2. We've also covered since last week, so skip the notations provided if it piques your interest. Here are Sabich's commentary for your convenience. Bagong Santo Papa, galing Amerika.
Annuncio vobis gaudium magnum. Habemus papam.
We have a new pope in town. He's also like really young. And he's not Filipino.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
Nang bumulusok sa chimenea ng Vatican with those little seagulls, those cute little seagulls, naghiyawan ang mga onlookers na nag-aantay sa paglabas ng mag-a-announce ng pangalan ng bagong pope. I probably know what you're feeling and I feel for you all, guys. I mean, kahit ako disappointed na we did not have our very own Papa Bill, Luis Antonio Cardinal Tagle, as the new pope. I even had a video when I was anticipating, binivideo ko na kung paano yung magiging reaction ko for the new first Asian pope, first Filipino pope. Video ko. But apparently, I was mistaken.
Yeah. Ay, hindi pa. Wala pa. Ala, ibig sabihin yung Secretary of State yan. Kapag ganyan, hindi siya yung ano eh.
Annuncio vobis
Hindi siya yung nagsalita eh. Hindi si Tagle. Hindi si Tagle.
Nanonood ako ng livestream noon para sa paglabas ng either Cardinal Pizzagay or Tagle. Now, the new pope is an American, one Robert Francis Cardinal Prevost, aged 69 years young, a literal child, assuming the name of Pope Leo XIV.
Annuncio vobis gaudium magnum. Habemus papam. Eminentissimum, ac reverendissimum Dominum, Dominum Robertum Franciscum, Sancte Romane Ecclesiae, Cardinalem Prevost, qui sibi nomen imposuit Leonem XIV.
Kumbaga, I think 2 taon pa lang siya or ilang taon pa lang siya bilang kardinal. Eh, siya agad ang naging Santo Papa. That's push. Now, he is the first Augustinian Pope, kung saan kanilang pinahahalagahan ang community life, ang mga workers, contemplation, and service. He was born in Chicago, Illinois, ang unang Santo Papa galing sa United States of America. Bago maging kardinal, siya ay nakakuha ng bachelor's degree in mathematics sa Villanova University noong 1977. Siya ay isang centrist pope with little to no leaning between conservatism and progressive ideology, at least sa mata ng mundo. Though sa Amerika, napuno ng mga makapangyarihang makakanan like Trump or Elon Musk or J.D. Vance or whoever, ang tawag sa kanya ay isang woke, liberal, Marxist na never-Trumper. Dahil sa kanyang pagbatiko sa immigration crisis at rhetoric around it, with Trump ayon kay Timo Malania, Laura Loomer, while also criticizing J.D. Vance, saying he's wrong about Jesus ranking people and themselves based on who you love the most. Now, of course, most of us did not expect this outcome dahil matagal nang sinasabi na kailanman habang nasa tuktok ng mundo ang Amerika, economically, militarily speaking, ideologically speaking, and influentiology speaking, hindi magkakaroon ng Santo Papa galing sa 50 states at countless territories nito. But they were proven wrong. Maybe bumabagsak na talaga ang US dahil sa kabulisagan ni President Trump at alienation niya sa mga allies nito. We are at a crossroads in history. Kung hindi siguro si Trump ang nasa pwesto, si Cardinal Tagle ang mananalo. Kasi hindi kakailanganin ng Santo Papa or ng Curia o ng Cardinal or College of Cardinals na magkaroon ng strong rebuker of Donald Trump in the position of the papacy.
Dr. Chan, recalculate the new thruster data and relay it to Blue Oyster called immediately in Sunset.
Okay, roger that, Doctor. Fuck!
What's wrong?
Seriously, auto-updating now? General, I won't be able to calculate the right data for the satellite for 49 minutes.
How long till impact?
11 minutes and 44 seconds.
Donald Trump.
Okay.
Siya ay na-elect bilang Santo Papa after ang 2 araw at ilang rounds ng voting with thousands of pilgrims at onlookers waiting for an announcement at ang paglabas ng mag-a-announce ng susunod na Santo Papa sa balkonahe ng St. Peter's Basilica overlooking the St. Peter's Square. Now, I actually thought it would be the Secretary of State guy that would be, you know, the literal person to be the vote, but apparently not. No, of course, mayroon pa rin siyang kontrobersya. But of course, mayroon pa rin siyang kontrobersya. A real one this time. Dahil sa kanyang di umanay mishandling ng, with his knowledge, sexual abuse cases sa kanyang lugar without even notifying the nearby elementary or high school or whatever. Now the hope for a Filipino Pope may be dead on the water. Magkaedad lamang sila ni Cardinal Tagle at Pope Leo XIV. And if history is to decide, he will stay there until he croaks. And by then, Tagle will be too old for the job. But, you know, you never know. Maybe he ate too much cheeseburgers noon and he would reap what he sowed later in his career. But, you know, we will be set for like at max or at most, no, at least 10 years of papacy under Pope Leo XIV. That's just how it is. Makati Subway, hindi natuloy. Makati Taguig, Pasig Laban. Now, what was supposed to be the first subway system sa Pilipinas at first intra-city and LGU-funded project of this caliber, along with the dreams of such ever happening, ay nawalang parang bula.
Biggest projects that we are undertaking for this year is there is an unsolicited proposal from a company that will develop the first locally initiated mass transport system. The City of Makati plans to build, well, the City of Makati will be a beneficiary of a project which is a 10-kilometer subway system that has 10 stops that will connect the Central Business District to all the way to the second, which is the second district. Iko-connect po na yung hanggang Hospital ng Makati. That is for phase 1. Then may phasing ho silang sinasabi. Pero as far as the phase 1 is concerned, it is a 10-kilometer subway system that will be the plan will be by the end of this year, magga-groundbreaking na po kami. Ang gusto po natin na target ay 2025.
Idineklarang no longer feasible ang pinaplanong 10 underground stations na sasakop sa 10 kilometrong haba sa Makati CBD, Little Tokyo, First Circuit City, City Hall, Rockwell, UMAC at OSMAC na kakayanin ang tinatayang 27 commuters. 27,000 commuters kada oras dahil sa isang Supreme Court ruling. Ayon sa developer, hindi na ito feasible dahil sa Supreme Court ruling na naglatag ng tunay na borders ng Makati at Taguig kung saan nalipat ang kalahati ng Makati papuntang Taguig kasama ng mga residente at pasilidad nito. Nag-umpisa ang usapan ng pagpapagawa ni Mayor Abby Binay ng isang intra-city subway system na kokonekta sa intercity subway na ginagawa ng national government, the Metro Manila Subway. Nagpirmahan pa nga sila ng Memorandum of Understanding noong 2018 with InfraDev. Nadiskaril at tila'y not meant to be raw ang ambisyoso ngunit posible sanang Makati Subway Project ayon kay Mayor Abby Binay matapos desisyonan ng Korte Suprema ang dispute between Makati and Taguig where land acquisition and buyout has already been in place.
Hindi na siya magiging intra-city kasi iba ng city yun eh. Parang di tinadhana. It's supposed to be 10 stops hanggang ospital ng Makati. So hindi na siya economically viable kung gagawin mong 5 stop na lang. Sa economies of scale, malulugi. It will really depend on the private proponent if they will submit a new one. Nasa sa kanila yun eh, di ba? Kasi sila naman sila yung nalugi. Kasi laki na nung nailabas silang pera.
Sumagot naman si Taguig Mayor Lani Cayetano sa mga nanatibong kumakalat sa social media na ang dahilan daw ng pagkasira ng plano ay ang Taguig LGU, na hindi kasalanan ng Taguig na nag-commission sila ng ganitong survey at hinayaang gumastos ng ganoon na lang kalaki kung meron pang nakabimbing kaso sa Korte Suprema.
Nitong mga nakaraang araw, naging usap-usapan ang pagkansela ng Makati Subway Project. Ayon sa contractor, hindi na ito feasible dahil sa desisyong pabor sa Taguig na ibinaba ng Korte Suprema. Gusto ko lang linawin. Hindi kailanman nakipag-ugnayan sa amin ng Makati tungkol sa proyektong ito. Hindi bago magdesisyon ng Korte at lalong hindi pagkatapos. Kaya ang pagsisi sa Taguig ay hindi lamang mali, kundi malayo sa katotohanan. Ngayon, sinasabi ni Mayor Abby Binay na ang Taguig daw ang uncontrollable variable na sumira sa plano. Tayo na naman ang itinuturo. Pero tanungin natin, kami ba ang pumasok sa multibilyong proyekto kahit may kasong nakabinbin? Kami ba ang gumastos para sa mga istasyon na nakatayo sa lupang alam nilang hindi patiyak kung kanila? Masakit mang tanggapin pero si Mayor Abby Binay ang natalo sa pinakamalaking kaso sa kasaysayan ng Makati. Mahigit kalahati ng lungsod ang nawala, kasama ang mga barangay, pasilidad at higit sa lahat ang mga mamamayan. Hindi Taguig ang sumira sa subway project. Ang kawalan mo ng malinaw na plano at legal na batayan ang tunay na dahilan.
Why not just freaking resolve the dispute? I mean, it doesn't really need to be intra or intra-city, right? Pero, I get it. This is supposed to be the legacy you'd build for posterity. But the Supreme Court had to throw it all out. Sa kabilang issue naman, regarding the disputed facilities na nasa loob ng EMBO barangays tulad ng eskwelahan, ospital, health centers at marami pang iba, kawawa ang mga EMBO barangay residents who may be mostly poor to get healthcare they need and have enjoyed noong hindi pa nahihiwalay ang kanilang mga barangay sa Makati. Nag-issue ang isang korte sa Taguig ng temporary restraining order na pumipigil sa Makati o kahit anong tauhan nito na pigilan ang Taguig and its officials na kunin ng buo ang mga public properties na nasa loob ng mga EMBO barangays sa loob ng 3 araw. Kinwestiyon ito ni outgoing Makati Mayor at senatorial aspirant Abby Binay dahil parang napakalapit raw sa eleksyon yung pangyayaring ganito at mabilis ang aksyon ng mga korte para maghain ng TRO at pagpapasok ng mga tauhan ng Taguig sa mga pasilidad na dating pagmamayari ng Makati to which they have no jurisdiction raw, and of course that the Makati or the Makati officials that would have had prevented these Taguig officials from taking over the public properties mapipigilan and cannot actually do anything kasi again, may TRO.
Para lang sa iyong kaalaman, lahat ng yan ay nangyari in the span of 1 week. A week before the election. First of all, yun pong Makati ay hindi po pinigilan yung take over ng Taguig based on the court order. They filed a new case last Monday. Today is Wednesday. Nag-file sila ng bagong kaso Monday. Pinasok nila ang health center ng Tuesday. Nag-open sila ng health center today. Pero ang TRO nila ay hanggang Friday lang. I question the timing because the health centers have been in that condition for 1 year and 5 months. Why did you wait a week before the elections to file a case and get a TRO and get possession of the health centers? If you are truly concerned, you're concerned with your constituents, dapat as early as January 2024, nag-file kayo ng kaso at in-insist nyong makuha yung possession ng property. Let's go back. The Supreme Court decision is not about ownership. It is about territorial jurisdiction. Hindi sinabi ng korte na lahat ng pagmamay-ari ng lungsod ng Makati ay napupunta na sa Taguig. Ang sinabi lang ng Supreme Court, Parcel 3 and 4 of MAP, PSD, whatever, ay parte na ngayon ng Taguig.
At yan po posting to you sa worthy recap weekly edition for roughly the second week of May 2025. Mag-search sa more topics na requires to balita if you feel I must present them in any way. Salamat sa panonood, baka for me, like, subscribe, and follow my links in socials and avoid choose that will be linked down below. So susunod muli, of course. Paalam.